Welcome to the Animation Station Podcast, your home for discussions and debates about all things animation. Each week, we'll rank, review, and revel in animated shows from yesterday and today, and from around the world. So grab your Acme slingshot, set your mobile suit to autopilot, and put on your mouse ears. The Animation Station Podcast begins now.
But still, my TL has a bunch of old Archie comics.
Oh, cool.
And I'm like, she was like, yeah, if you want those, just let me know and I'll give them to you. And I'm like, yeah.
Nice.
Give those to me now. I will sell all of those.
That's awesome. You watched that TV show, didn't you?
Riverwood? No.
Riverdale?
Riverdale.
Yeah?
I mixed Riverdale with Everwood, and so it was
I thought
Riverwood
you were about to say Riverwind, like the casino here.
and the casino. Mix it all together.
Nice. You watched that, right?
Everwood? A little
Riverdale.
bit. Riverdale, yes. I finished all of Riverdale.
Okay, cool. I heard it was good.
Also watched all of One Tree Hill.
You did. You told me that earlier today. And because of that, you missed out on the OC.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
now you want to go back and watch it.
I was a One Tree Hill guy, not an OC guy.
Mm-hmm.
But now I guess I'm going to go back to the OC.
Right.
Because we're going to the OC, bruh. California.
See, I can't relate to that. I can say the following thing, though. I can say I was a Party of Five guy, not a Melrose Place guy.
What's the dude from Party of Five?
Which dude?
What was the main character's name? Main dude.
Oh, gosh. The older brother or the younger brother?
The younger brother.
Gosh, dang it. I can't remember
Because that's what
his
you
name.
do. You figure out his name.
Bailey.
You go into a restaurant, and you're like, Bailey, 5 people. So they're like, Bailey, Party of 5. And you're like, ah! And then you run out because, you're not going to eat there.
Wow. That's low on the entertainment scale.
No, that's great.
Hilarious.
It'd be fun.
Nice.
Jeez.
Party of 5.
Party of 5.
I like it.
All right, guys, welcome to the Animation Station Podcast. My name is Josh.
I'm Gavin.
This is episode 50.
Dang, 50.
I just went through puberty right there.
Nice voice crack.
I try.
Yeah, dude, 50 episodes.
Yeah, whoever would have thought that back in February of 2016, we would go see that little movie called Zootopia.
Yep.
And then...
Which sparked an idea.
Exactly.
Which became this.
Exactly.
And we're hanging on.
For 50 weeks.
For 50 weeks.
For 50 weeks.
We're almost to a year, man.
Almost to a year.
That's impressive.
Which is weird that our episode doesn't come out... Well, I guess that would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because numbers are weird.
The first episode in August will be our
one.
First one of the next year, yeah.
So
yeah,
Animation Station Podcast Season 2, Episode 1 starts August 1st.
Are we going to do that crap? No.
I could.
No, let's just keep it going.
But see, if I did, I would have to rename all of the previous ones to like Season 1, Episode 1, or S1:E1.
Like the SG1 DVD set does.
Exactly.
Oh, it drives me nuts. I hate that.
Oh, SG1.
It's my one criticism of that show. Their DVD box set.
My one criticism of that show is called Michael Shanks.
I mean, I don't hate him. I like Jonas Quinn a lot, though.
I know. I don't. Your wife doesn't like him.
I
And
know,
I'm like,
she
we're on
doesn't.
the Jonas Quinn fanboy
She
boat,
really
man.
doesn't.
This is great. Corwin Nimick.
Yep. He was awesome. At first, I was like, who's this guy? But then, like, 5 minutes later, I was like,
yeah, but like
He's the best.
the second episode with him when he's like, I just want to get out of here, and they go to a bar, and you're like, Jonas Quinn.
yeah, dude, he's awesome. I love him. Shout us out if you like Jonas Quinn or know who in the world we're talking about. That's awesome. So, man, 50 episodes.
Yeah,
we're really climbing up there. It's a mini milestone.
It is.
I think we need to really celebrate when we hit 100.
When we hit 100, yeah, that'll be an actual
For sure.
good one.
Yeah. We'll do it like live from the top of the Empire State Building or, something cool. Right? We can do that, right?
Yeah, we'll make it live from the Empire State
Sure.
Building. That'll be fine.
Yeah, live from the pyramids at Giza. We'll just do it. We'll make it happen.
Oh, could we go to Giza? That would be fun.
We've got 50 episodes to figure it out.
That's almost a year.
I know, right?
So, yeah, here's the thing, guys. We're pre-recording these in our lead up to D23.
Yes, we got to do a little early recording, so
we're not going to be doing a lot of news.
Right.
Unless something absolutely breaking comes out, and then Josh will insert it here. So
and then we'll come back.
Yeah, then
Nice.
So, I mean, nothing really. We got the Rick and Morty season 3 has been announced July 30th. Yep.
And you posted that, so that was awesome.
Yeah, the My Little Pony trailer came out. Mm-hmm. Not sure about it because they went from the 2D aspect to like the more CG aspect. So I'm not like.
So Josh is out.
Not really. I also haven't watched that show in like 4 years.
Dang,
so
man.
It's been a long time.
They're gonna come get your Brony card and take it away.
Take it.
I mean, seriously.
I had to retire the Brony wallet.
You did.
I did.
I forgot about that thing.
Wallet, yeah. Well, it's falling apart. So.
Yeah. Well, times they are changing, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What else do we? Anything else?
No, I mean Cars 3 is still going in theaters. I mean it's still hanging on. I'm hoping it'll be around till next weekend so I can see it one more time. Because I still only got to see it the one time.
I'm sure it won't be out of theaters.
I don't think it will, but you never know these days. I don't know what other big releases are coming that might bump it out the back end.
Oh, Spider-Man.
Yeah, see, there's a couple big movies coming out, so it'll have to be like at Quail where they've got 24 screens or something. Yeah. That I'll have to see it there. So
I don't know if I'm gonna go see Spider-Man.
I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah,
it's Marvel.
It's Marvel.
Yeah,
it's Sony Marvel, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah, that's true.
But still, I've never been a fan of Spider-Man. I liked the first Tobey Maguire movie, and that was it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just that's not a character that really did anything for me personally.
Yeah.
I liked Superman, Christopher Reeve's Superman okay when I was a kid.
You didn't like the Henry Cavill? Wait.
Was he in Superman Returns?
No, that's Brandon Routh.
Okay, that's the only one of the modern Supermans that I've seen.
Yeah, that was the one with where Superman did nothing. Like hardly,
there
he
like
fought
lot.
like one person, and that was that.
Yeah,
he just kind of was like mopey the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he's like, "Oh, my kid from Superman 4 that I didn't know was around."
Yeah, not so much.
Yeah.
So we did watch a really cool movie with some pretty cool superheroes in it.
We did watch a cool movie with some superheroes.
I'm pretty excited to talk about it.
Really?
I am.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So this week we decided to watch. From earlier this year, Teen Titans: The Judas Contract.
Indeed, from Warner Brothers and DC Comics.
Mm-hmm. What I liked about this was we got a little bit of it was very nostalgia-y for people from the original Teen Titans, like the one from
the original Teen Titans show.
The original Teen Titans show. Cannot remember when it came out. Was it
early 2000s? Yeah, because I saw it when it was on.
And yeah, like they have the Titans Tower, which I thought was nice.
Totally cool.
They start basically with how Starfire meets everybody, and they played that in the original one as well.
Right.
Tara being a kind of like a double agent, pretty much, and then turning around at the end.
Yeah.
They did that, which that was part of Teen Titans.
Yeah, I'll have some things to say about Tara.
There's a story arc, so
right.
Yeah, I know you got things to say about Tara. They even gave Raven, Azarath, Metreon, Zinthos, which I thought was a nice touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very reminiscent of that show, even though the look of it I feel was very different. And that threw me off in the beginning. I kept having to ask you, now, who's this character? Who's this character? Like, what's... And, like, the main characters, like, the main 5, I kind of got. They were all pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
But, like, some of the ancillary characters...
Who Nightwing was.
I asked you about Nightwing. I asked you about Tara. I asked you about Slade because he looked really different to me.
Yeah, which I thought was cool, too, because his name is Deathstroke.
Right.
But I like that they went with... But they didn't call him Deathstroke in the Teen Titans because they didn't want to be like, his name is Deathstroke.
Right.
That's not good.
Yeah.
So they went with his his persona as Slade Wilson, so that he was just Slade the whole time in the series.
Right.
And this one, they're like, let's just call him Slade. I think they called him Deathstroke
in
once.
the graveyard. He calls him Deathstroke,
and then it was just Slade the rest of the time.
Yeah, because that's how all the Teen Titans knew him
as Slade. Yeah.
So that makes sense.
So it's another callback that I thought was good. That's good, guys.
Yeah, I agree.
Then we also have a little thing that kind of a shout out to the comic readers as well. We got Jericho back. He was the dude that I paused it. He had that curly blonde hair.
Oh,
and
yeah,
the
he
long
was in the
sideburns.
machine.
Yeah.
That's right.
So we got a little bit of Jericho, and then he got shot in the head.
Yeah. See, I feel like stylistically this movie was going more for the comic book look than it was that original show's look. Because that original show's was really stylized.
And it still holds up. Like Hannah and I watched a couple episodes a couple weeks ago.
Fantastic.
And it still looks perfect.
Watching
it's
this movie,
still funny and everything.
Yeah, watching this movie reminded me how much I enjoyed that TV show. Because I really did. I only probably saw maybe 30-40% of it in its entirety.
You want to watch it? Got the whole season
Do
plus
you really?
the movie back there.
Oh,
yep.
man. Yeah, it's got such a cool dynamic. I really enjoyed it. These are entertaining characters.
It's a good mix between humor and like actual drama and action. But then what they'll do is like they'll give you these really kind of funny episodes, and then they'll just completely turn and they're like, you guys want a psychological thriller? Okay, we're gonna do this one where Robin is like he's been exposed to like this gas or this like dust or whatever, so he's seeing Slade all the time and he's going insane. And if he could technically, and he could actually die from this. It was like one of his last little F you to the Teen Titans. He's like, whichever one he breathes, you're gonna die.
Right.
So he sees all of it, and so like Raven actually has to get in his head, and they become a little bit closer that way. And she actually sees, and that's how you actually figure out that it's Dick Grayson Robin, and not like any of the other Robins, because you see his they go to like the Haley Circus, and you see his parents fall to their deaths, and you're like, oh geez, that's right, they went there in a kid's show. Yeah. And then you see he and Batman, and you're like, oh man. So like they actually get you. There's a couple episodes where they actually kind of twist that emotional scale.
Well, I tell you what, in this movie they
twist that emotional scale.
Yeah, dude.
No one has ever said that, or ever will again, because it doesn't make any sense.
No, man, you're helping evolve the English language. It's beautiful. Good job, dude. They do that even more so in this movie.
Yes.
Like they just say, let's just do it all. I mean, there's adult humor, there's biting sarcasm, really funny sarcastic lines in this. I was laughing throughout.
I noticed that. I was like, I'm glad
there was
Gavin's
death
laughing.
and
good.
peril and darkness and true evil and manipulation, and I mean they deal with it all in this
there's
movie.
Brainwashing,
and
there's a freaking cult in there, and you're like, geez.
Yeah, I was really entertained by that. It's kind of nice to see something that doesn't have to toe that G or PG line, because so many things could be a little more compelling or a little more to keep you on the edge of your seat more if they could be more adult about it. And a release like this, they're allowed to, and it was great. I think there was just one cuss word in it, but still, it gave things a little more gravitas.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, they say shat a couple. I think they say it maybe twice. Yeah, they use shat, and then they use dick a couple times.
Right.
When only referring to Damien. Right. Because Damien is a dick. So
I liked his character in this.
I hated it. Well, see, here's the thing. I thought I was going to hate this movie because I absolutely despise Damian Wayne.
Wait. I noticed that before we started, you were opening the cellophane on this. Yeah. Is this the first time you've watched it?
This is the first time I saw it. I was waiting for the podcast to watch it.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize it was the first time for both of us.
Yep. And nice. I was waiting for, same thing with Wonder Woman. I was waiting for Wonder Woman because I wanted to watch it.
Oh, excellent. Okay,
cool. As a new experience.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You thought you were going to hate this. I've been doing that a lot with like podcast stuff. Like there's a bunch of stuff like we're going to watch later that's sitting in there that I just haven't opened yet because I'm waiting to get it fresh. Cool.
I don't want to go in kind of jaded.
Right.
Like, I know where this part is. I just want to kind of get it like that.
Right.
But yeah, that's I thought I was going to hate this movie or not enjoy it as much because I hate Damien.
Right.
But he wasn't in it that much.
Right.
They
it
took him
focused
out
on a few characters.
Exactly. They put him in like Nightwing, Dick Grayson. He was in it a lot more than I thought he was going to be.
Yeah, it was him and Starfire, and then it was Beast Boy and Terra. Those were like the two main storylines. Yeah, pretty much.
Because Raven was like barely in there.
I know, and that stinks because she's my favorite.
We had some stuff with Jaime.
A little bit,
Blue
yeah.
Beetle.
Yeah. But that was kind of like a side story.
Yeah, it was a side story.
Have distractions
mixed with the other two stories. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I mean, I thought that was interesting. And when you have a cast of characters like that, you can't make all of them central to the story. So you kind of have to pick and choose. I think is Raven your favorite character in Teen Titans?
In the original show?
In general.
In general, it's Robin.
Oh, okay.
I love Robin. But I like Robin. I like Robin and Starfire together, but I really like it would go Robin and then Raven.
Okay.
Mainly
Raven would be my favorite, and
Tara Strong's performance in that.
Yeah, she was great in the
she's great.
Series.
She's so deadpan and monotone.
So it was a little disappointing that she was a very small part of the story. Mm-hmm. I mean, she was invaluable during the action and fight scenes, but during the story she wasn't. But what they did with Beast Boy in this movie, I thought he was amazing. He was so entertaining.
Beast Boy's on that road of like, I don't know if he's my least favorite of the Teen Titans or my second least favorite of the Teen Titans, but this movie I was like, okay, I like this Beast Boy. I like this Beast Boy.
Yeah, he was good. It was a little frustrating to me though, because a big chunk of the story is him pining after Terra. And Terra was a little bee the whole time. I wanted to slap her in the face. She was just this snarly, like, grumpy girl who just was hard to deal with at every angle.
She didn't want to get attached. And they do make you feel for the character though, with those flashbacks that we have where she's getting like beat up and dragged around and almost murdered.
Mm-hmm. I get it, but my fear the whole time was that they were just going to do that cheesy, oh, I learned my lesson, I'm going to be a team player now. I'm so glad that they went the other way and they made her a double agent, and she fulfills her double agentness. She learns that like last second it's too late lesson, and that's fine, but to make her a double agent was the perfect choice.
And then like it's not like one of those where she was like, okay, I've learned the error of my ways. I'm going to join the Teen Titans again. It was like, I want to kill Slade now.
Well, yeah, and then she realizes she's like, I'm not really salvageable.
Exactly.
So I'm just taking this whole place down. She pulls a Samson and just brings the whole house down. Yeah. So I thought that was a good choice. But yeah, the whole time I'm thinking, this girl is so annoying, and I hope that it's not some cheesy lesson at the end. I love the way they handled it. Yeah, that was great. Really, for me, the whole story was well done.
Yeah, the story.
Did you like it?
I mean, again, it was a rehash of stuff that I've read before and stuff that I've seen before, but it also was like the way that they put it together and the action in it, and there's more adult action than what we've seen. It's like you couldn't have gotten done with that in like 2004. It's impossible. And even when we watched. Spoilers, I guess. When we watched Wonder Woman right after it, that was 2009. Yeah, and you can see the leaps and bounds that they've done since 2009, even because like with Wonder Woman's, like there was a little bit of blood a couple times, but this one they're like people get shot in the head and blood spurts out. People get like their heads cut off. Blood on the sword, because there's no blood on the swords or anything in Wonder Woman, right? But I mean, Slade kills people. There's blood. Yeah, Slade shoots random people just cuz, and he's like, oh geez. Yeah, it was. I mean, that made it compelling. Yeah. It really did. And the undercurrent of the story is that the Hive posing as this cult, and the leader, pumping himself up as this god who's going to ascend before them with all these powers. He's devising this super device, and it's going to basically drain the powers of the Teen Titans into him, and he's going to be all powerful. And because of one little mistake where Slade kills Nightwing and doesn't really check to make sure he's dead. You always check to make...
I know.
And here's another thing. Headshots, guys, headshot. You never shoot somebody in the chest.
I know.
Who does that?
It doesn't work.
Like, they could be wearing Kevlar.
Yeah, or a board that he grabbed in the marketplace.
Which I thought that was good because they were like, oh yeah, it's the same board. We just never see what happens with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought that was cool. And so he comes in and basically saves the day in superheroic fashion. It was awesome. And then releases the Titans. And then that last battle sequence was pretty amazing. I was gripped by it. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, and I also like how they, and you can tell like that team, or what the writers did with the story, they made it seem like that team has been together for a while, because organically the superpower, like all the supers attacked the super,
right,
and the two non-superpower guys went after Slade.
Yeah.
So I thought it was very organic. It wasn't you guys go fight him, we'll go fight him. It was literally they just did their roles.
Yeah.
And like they knew. So you're like, okay, yeah, I can see that this team's actually been together a while, which I thought was good.
So one thing I didn't remember from the show, I can't remember exactly everybody's kind of unstated roles, I guess. In this, there's a middle bit where they kind of make a point of Starfire feeling like everybody wasn't treating her like the leader, and they were treating Nightwing as the leader. Is she like supposed to be the actual leader?
She's because
I kind of always thought Robin was the leader of the Teen Titans.
is the leader. Well, Robin was the leader of the Teen Titans, but like Dick Grayson, like when he started it, he was the leader of the Teen Titans, but he left.
Okay.
There's a point where you have to kind of grow up and you have to pursue other things, and that's basically what his character did. Like he leaves Batman, and then goes on to becomes a cop in Bloodhaven. So then
at some point Starfire was made the leader of the Teen Titans?
I don't know if it was like who it was.
Okay.
Like that's kind of that's like when you get into like that new Teen Titans, like George Perez stuff, that's stuff that I read, and then it was one of those that just kept going and going and going. So you're kind of like, okay, I don't have time to read all of these.
Right.
Unfortunately.
I thought that was interesting. I didn't realize that there was a switch up there, I guess. Yeah. So that was interesting to me. I don't know.
In Young Justice, what they do, because that's also, for whatever reason, it's the Dick Grayson Robin that comes in, even though it's supposed to be Tim Drake, but people hate Tim Drake for some reason. They would rather have Damian, even though Tim Drake. Never mind. I'm not gonna get on that soapbox again. Listen to the Aaron Roberts episode.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, this is Aaron Roberts all over again.
But yeah, I mean, so, because he wants to be leader, but Aqualad is the leader of the Teen Titans.
Okay.
Or, sorry, is the leader of Young Justice, because don't really feel that Robin's ready yet.
Okay.
And it's one of those, like, yeah, you lead just fine. So, I mean, like, it's one of those where you don't just appoint yourself, they have to appoint you type thing, and if you mess up, they can boot you.
Right.
So they apparently, after Dick left, they voted Starfighter. And I'm like, that's cool.
Interesting. Well, back to your point about how they did a good job of helping us understand that these guys have been together for a while. They all know their roles in a battle, and they just kind of seamlessly go to the right enemy. I agree. I thought they did a good job with that, and I think that also played out in all of their interactions throughout Titan Tower, and when they're out and about. I thought their relationships, they felt like they were established relationships, and they did a good job handling all that.
Did you feel that Raven and Damian may have had something?
No, I didn't pick up on any of that.
That was weird, because there's the puppy bit at the end where she brings him a puppy.
That was... Wait, Damian is Robin.
Is Robin.
Okay.
Is that Robin?
Yes,
yeah.
Then yes. Sorry, I was thinking of Nightwing.
And then when they're throwing some of those, when they find those pictures, there's a bunch of them with Damian and Raven. And I was like, are they like shipping Damian and Raven together?
Yeah, it kind of seemed like that could happen. But honestly, think about it. It's like Saved by the Bell. Everybody dates everybody at some point.
Yes, this is true.
They're a bunch of teens. So, yeah.
I mean...
Nobody's getting married for life right now.
Look at Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson has been around the block.
I'm sure.
Like, with everyone, pretty much.
So, for me,
Catwoman once. It was weird.
That's normal to me. So, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I don't particularly have any, hard, fast ship of that crew that I would not waver on.
Other than Star and Dick. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
But, like, and the interactions with those two were great.
There's
a lot of innuendos.
Lots of innuendo. It was really funny.
He's like, I'm surprised you didn't last that long, Terry giggles. And he's like, oh, no, I meant in practice. When it comes to set, and he's like, whoa!
Yeah.
It's like, he's very proficient in the art of set. And you're like,
It was good. I was entertained by that, yeah. So,
and then the whole bit was like, let's do that technique from last week. And she's like,
yeah.
I don't think this is
Don't
the
you
time.
think people will talk?
And he's like, no, the
training technique.
training one.
Oh man, that's funny.
It was good.
Yeah.
All right, so pretty good. Are we good with the story?
Yeah, story's good.
Okay.
I think that the music was pretty straightforward. It's action-y music. I thought they did a good job. A movie like that, you don't need a score to sell anything.
Exactly.
So I felt like the music was adequate, and there's not much to discuss there. I think the only other thing I'd want to talk about is the artwork.
Yeah.
And for this type of a movie, which I assume went straight to DVD.
Yeah, straight to DVD.
Right? It's really high quality. Like,
well, that's
as
the thing that
good
Warner
as any of
does.
the, like, straight to DVD Disney sequels, I feel like. It was
that's
really
one of the
good.
things that Warner Brothers does. Like, they are really good with their animation department. Like, the DC animated stuff that Warner Brothers comes up with is top notch.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I would say
it's definitely, you get the same voice actors and everything like that. So I mean, there's stuff like that, but you're also like, well, I mean, you can take that and leave that.
Sure,
it's not a problem.
I think artistically, it's better than most TV animation, and it's like a notch or two below what you'd expect in a feature film released in theaters.
Yeah.
So for what it is, totally fine. Like I didn't have there weren't any moments when I was like, oh God, I can't look at that. It's terrible. Yeah. It's all good. So I gotta tell you, I was pleasantly surprised by this movie. I was entertained from beginning to end. I really was. So
nice.
I had fun. It really reminded me how much I like the Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Which I always forget about them. I always kind of say, I'm not really into superhero stuff. And it's more or less true, but there are exceptions. And Teen Titans is a major exception. I like them. I think it's a cool concept.
Yeah, I mean, it's very much like the animation style in this is kind of like, again, it's what you get with your Warner. Like, they have that formula, and that's what they're going to go with. And every time I'm just like, yeah, I mean, that's fine. And again, because it's still 2D, they render there's a little bit of CGI in it, which you can kind of tell.
Pretty much all the vehicles, especially if they have opening doors and things like that.
Those mech things that they had.
Yeah, the little mech mover, cargo mover things.
There were a couple. Like, there was one scene with those, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah, but they render them in that style that mimics a 2D look. So it's got the hard outline, and it's not like modeled in 3D. So it's fine. I mean, yeah, for people who are watching with a critical eye, you're going to notice it, but it doesn't, ruin.
Yeah,
for me,
the
believability of the scene.
Or anything like that. So
yeah, I thought it was fine.
Yeah, I did like, and again, like going back to the animation style, it is kind of like Young Justice, that type of animation style where you can see it and you're like, okay, yeah, this isn't bad. Yeah, it looks good.
I still like the stylization of the character design in the original show better.
Yeah,
but this
that's
is
completely
fine.
stylized. So it's
super
way
stylized.
Different than
I like
Beast Boy's
Beast Boy's red and white and black trim outfit that he wore. That was cool. I like that a lot.
It's kind of like a like in the New 52. That's kind of what he wears.
Oh, okay.
It was actually kind of different. Like when they first introduced Beast Boy in the New 52, when they brought him in for it was part of the Teen Titans. It was in like the I can't remember when they fought the Hive or something. He was red.
Oh, like his skin was red?
His skin was red.
Oh.
He had the red fur and everything, so he turned into red animals and stuff. But then when they brought him into the actual Teen Titans, they were like, make him green again. People don't like the red. Make him green.
Yeah,
I actually thought he looked cool. He looked more menacing in the red, so I think that's why they were like, ooh, no.
It's weird.
Make him green.
Here's something weird. I prefer Beast Boy in green, but I love Red Hulk. I think Hulk looks better in red.
Yeah, because he looks angrier.
Yeah,
I agree. Oh, look at this big green guy, whatever.
I don't know what Red Hulk is exactly.
Looks like the jolly green
but
giant.
I like his look in red better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks angry. He's like, "Arr." All right, you ready to rate this?
Let's do it, man.
All right. I'm interested. You give.
You want me to go first?
You go first.
Honestly, just on sheer entertainment value, oh man, this one's hard. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. Jiminy Crickets.
Oh, I was hoping you were gonna give
it a 4. Pretty high on my scale. Not quite at the 4 level, just because it really has to be that top level animation quality for me to give it a 4 or 5. So it's just a shade under that. But like I said, I laughed. I was on the edge of my seat. I really loved the story. Characters were handled great. Action was great. Pacing was great. Good movie, man.
Nice.
3.5.
I'm gonna give it 4 Dipper Pines.
Nice.
Yeah. My only thing with this was it could have had some Tim Drake in it. Just saying. And I don't know if it could have been a little bit longer. There were a couple scenes where I may have shortened just a bit.
Yeah.
But other than that, I was kind of like, it's...
What happened to... There's the one character from the show that's not in this.
Cyborg.
What's he called? Cyborg, yeah. Where is he?
He's a Justice League.
Okay. So at this point in their storyline, he's not part of their team anymore?
Part of it. Well, he was never a part of it.
Oh.
That's the thing. Like, when the New 52 happened, when they rebooted all the DC stuff, Cyborg is no longer part of the Teen Titans. He was never part of the Teen Titans.
Okay.
He gets created and he goes into the Justice League.
Nice.
Like, straight off day one.
Yeah.
Like, he's part of the founding of the Justice League. So they're like, we don't have time for him. Even though he's like a high school kid, we don't have time to put him in with the Teen Titans. We'll just make him into a...
Right.
So,
what was this movie rated? Do you know?
This movie was rated PG-13.
PG-13. Okay.
Because
I would
they
definitely
do say S and
they make references to things, and there's violence, and I mean, I would recommend this to anybody who likes.
It's a good amount of violence. It's
comics.
a good amount of violence.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
I mean, but it wasn't gratuitous.
No.
It wasn't like we're just killing things to kill things. It was.
I did like Brother Blood at the end.
Yeah.
When he gets like the 3 in the chest, I was like, oh, was not expecting
by
that.
his first acolyte. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I would recommend this for anybody who likes comic book movies, superhero movies. I thought it was totally entertaining.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
So just not the little kids. Don't bring the little kids.
You sure, why not?
Nah.
Hey, they're gonna have to learn sometime.
Wait till they're a little older.
Yeah, 4, 5. That's good.
That's funny. Yeah, man, it was a good pick.
All right, so you ready for the top 5?
Let's do it.
All right, top 5.
And now for another top 5.
All right, top 5 time. It's a top 50 kind of top 5. It's a 50th episode.
It's a 50th episode.
It's a 50th episode top 5.
It's our 50th episode, but I like our 48th top 5.
Oh, that's true. We didn't do it always, did we?
Yeah.
And I think there was one in the middle where we didn't do one, where we did like a cartoon cafe.
Yeah, we did a cartoon in a cafe.
Kubo.
So maybe like the 40.
Yeah. Anyway, to celebrate our 50th episode, we're going to pick our top 5 movies that we discovered while doing this show together.
Yes.
So.
And these are we did this with a purpose. It's not anything, because like there was a lot of stuff that I had seen that Gavin had not seen, and stuff that Gavin had seen that I had not seen.
Right.
Like Hotel Transylvania, that's probably one of my favorite things, like movies that we've done on an actual episode, because I went immediately and bought the second one.
Yes.
But you had already seen those.
Right.
So, and same thing with the
Boy
one we
and the
did at
Beast,
Christmas.
Boy
and the Beast, or what's the Jack Frost, Chris Pine.
Rise of the Guardians.
Rise of the Guardians.
Yeah.
Like, I absolutely love that movie. Totally. But it's one of those, like, you had seen that already, or I had seen it already, and so this is everything that we've watched for the first time on this show.
Yeah. And discussed on the show.
And discussed,
Yeah.
Well, obviously we discussed it.
Right. All right. So, number 5. This movie was a complete surprise to both of us. We didn't really know what to expect.
Had no expectations going into this movie.
And we're both totally entertained by it and came away rating it very highly. So without further ado, our number 5 pick was Gay Paris. That was the one from 1963. 63.
Before
Judy Garland, Robert Goulet. Weird picture about cats in France, and had cool artistic backgrounds, and it was a musical, and just a fun movie.
Yeah.
It was good. We liked that one.
It's very surprising. You're like, you go into it and you're like, oh god, this movie's called Gay Paris. It's old, so it's probably gonna be crap. And then you watch it and you're like, oh yeah, this is actually really good.
Really stylized and fun. It was good.
It held up really well.
Totally accessible. You can get it on Amazon. You can rent it for $2 or $3.
I think it was $2.99.
$2.99. Yeah.
No, $2.99 was Catstone Dance. Gay Paris was like, no, $3.99. We're gonna price gouge you.
A major investment. $3.99. Totally worth a watch. We recommend it. All right, number 4 was a TV show, and we're desperately awaiting season 2, and that's none other than Troll Hunters.
Yes.
We both love this show.
So crazy. It just popped up on Netflix one day. I hadn't done anything, like read anything about it, anything, and then watch it and you're like, oh my goodness, what is up with this show? It's so good.
Really fun, really high quality
and then you find
animation.
Out it's Gimby, and you're like, it's freaking Giddy Tartakovsky. What the heck? It's so good.
It's amazing. And it's an example of a CG animated thing that you do like. And I think that's because the storytelling's so good.
Yeah.
And the characters are great. I thought it was a wonderful show. I thought the first half I was intrigued.
And then
the second half is amazing. That second story arc that they do, where they bring in,
because we have a better
villain. It's so good.
We have actual plot progress. Because I mean, like the plot in like the first half is Jim, don't get found out.
Yeah,
that's it. This one, they're like, all right, we got to go find these crystals, and so on and so. And you're like, oh, okay, Jesus.
And his kind of greater team builds, and they all kind of end up being very useful.
What?
And it was great.
Because his
really
name
good.
is Jim. I gotta have to watch it again. I forgot their names. Chloe?
Yeah, it's been a little while. I can't remember all their names either.
Yeah,
but fantastic show. I can't wait for season 2.
Yeah, and we'll
I'll rewatch all of season 1.
Oh yeah, that's
two.
what we'll do. Like when we find a release date for season 2, we'll do
a full episode.
We'll do a full episode. We'll watch it, and then we'll do a full episode.
Sweet.
Probably the week before it launches on Netflix.
I like that because we just did like mini reviews.
Yeah,
I think we did 2.
I did mine, and then you hadn't finished it yet. Then you finished it, and then you kind of talked a little bit, but we never gave like an in-depth.
We'll do a full discussion on it. It warrants it for sure. All right, number 3 was a movie that had us rolling in the aisles at the movie theater. It was none other than Lego Batman. Wow, what a movie!
Jeez,
that movie was so hilarious.
It was great. It was perfect.
It's one of the funniest animated movies I've ever seen.
I think it's way better than the Lego movie.
I agree. It is better than the Lego movie.
It had like the humor was good, the action was good, the story was really good.
All of the
voice acting,
references, the making fun of itself was so funny. Yeah, they played every angle and they played them all perfectly.
Yeah.
They did a great job with that.
It's
Will Arnett is a national treasure.
Yeah.
He's so good in that.
And it's one of those where you're like, it's not just a Lego movie. It's also a Batman movie. And it's a really good Batman movie.
It is. I totally agree. It was perfect.
Yeah. It was, man, it's such a good... why don't I own that yet?
I don't know.
Jeez.
Well, is it out yet?
It's out, yeah.
Okay.
I think I actually just saw it at Target.
I guess that'll have to go on my list because you told me today that Your Name's not out yet. So I may
Your
replace...
Name comes out 2017, this year. Thanks, Funimation, for that awesome panel at Anime Expo. They're like, yes, it comes out this year. We're like, yeah, we got that.
We need a date.
Thanks, Funimation. I'm thinking it's got to be like October, November.
Really?
Maybe I would.
They've already
I would
dubbed
love
it. What are they waiting for?
August. Distribution rights, man. Like there's screening rights. That's one set of problems that you have to go through, and then there's actual merchandising distribution rights, which is a completely another animal.
Man, get on that, Funimation. We got to own that.
Well, and I mean, it's one of those. how much money are they willing to spend on it?
Right.
But it's also one of those, like, how much money are you going to get back for that?
Right. Well, hold that thought, because we're going to come back to that movie. Spoilers. Our number 2 pick on our top 5 here is Laika's release this year, which was Kubo and the Two... Or I guess it was last year.
Yeah, that was last year.
Kubo and the Two Strings. Their stop-motion piece about a Japanese fairy tale, would you call it?
Yeah,
almost?
I would call it a fairy tale.
Man, what a movie. What a spectacular movie. It was, so entertaining. I loved the artwork, the design work that went into it. And then the story and characters were fantastic. Beautiful landscapes, action, intensity. Everything was great.
Yeah, the story's really good. I really like the story. And the mix that they do, I mean, all of the stop motion that they do on that, I mean, they do put a little bit of, CG in there.
Oh, there's a ton of CG effects. Yeah. That's what I like, is that they're able to seamlessly meld those two things. Mm-hmm. So it's like, adding smoke or fire effects, within a model world. It's really impressive.
Is still one of the coolest things I've ever seen. That leaf boat on the water, and you're
very cool.
Lord, it's so cool.
Yeah.
And then the origami fight. The origami fight is so
that's
good.
An impressive scene. I also like that big giant monster that they fight.
Yeah.
That was like to scale.
Giant robot.
They built that puppet to scale. Yeah.
Like that was in the credits, right?
Yeah, that was one of their end credit scenes.
Dude, that guy's tiny compared to that dude.
Yeah.
It's huge.
That was impressive. Just
that would be so much fun to play with, though. I would love to.
Just get
you go controls. And you get the well, no. I mean, you got the little Kubo and monkey and everything, and and you're like, oh, we gotta run.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that movie was great. Do you own that one yet?
Yeah, I have Kubo.
Okay, cool. I thought you.
Do you have any honorable mentions?
We do have a few honorable mentions. These were all films that one of us had already seen.
Okay.
But that blew the other one away. So. Hotel Transylvania. Mm-hmm. You're welcome. Beast Boy. Sorry, still in Teen Titans mode. Boy and the Beast, which I fell in love with. Spirited Away, which you discovered this year. Rise of the Guardians, which you also discovered. Padma Inverted, which you introduced me to. Secret of Kells, which I introduced you to. Gravity Falls, which you turned me on to. And then, of course, the movie that kind of started the idea for this podcast,
Zootopia,
which we watched together in the theater before this podcast ever started. And it was kind of the moment where we were like, oh, wait, we both really like animated things.
Yeah, we like animations.
And you had this kind of idea about wanting to do a podcast.
Because I had,
and I'd been on a few podcasts.
Yeah, I had talked about it before, and your wife was actually on like some of the little ones that we had done, where we were going to basically watch, it was kind of going to be like an anime-ish podcast, and we were going to watch, anime and stuff like that, and then...
Yeah, I remember you guys did like a 4-way Skype or something.
Yeah.
It was you and Oliver and Charlie...
And Brady.
Yeah. And experimental phases.
Yeah.
And then we did a few experiments.
And then we were like, all right, I think this is good enough.
Yeah. It was a weird evolution.
Yeah, I don't recommend you going back and listening to those first couple episodes. The audio quality is not very good.
Well, I think we had some really good conversations, but yeah, the audio is a little hard to listen to sometimes. Yeah. Now we sound amazing. We're at least a notch higher.
Yeah. We don't sound amazing. We sound better.
Next generation will be
different.
In 3.0, we'll be studio quality. Absolutely. All right, dude. So
like another year from now.
Yeah, maybe. Our top one, which we've already mentioned, our favorite discovery of this year is the film that has swept the world, Your Name.
Makoto Shinkai's Your Name.
So fantastic.
Or Kimi no Nawa.
If you guys did not get to see it in theaters, I weep for you.
Yeah.
And I hope that when it's finally available here that you go and seek it out, because it is a fan-freaking-tastic movie. It's unbelievably good.
I don't know which one I prefer. I don't know if I prefer the sub or the dub.
I will have to see the dub because I haven't seen it. Yeah. I've just seen the trailer dubbed. I got to tell you, once I got into it,
there are little differences.
Oh, sure, there usually are.
And, I mean, that's to be expected, translation wise. But I thought the dub was high on some parts, and it was really good. But then I thought the sub was high on some other parts. So I was like, yeah, it's tough. It's definitely one of the ones where I'm like, I'm gonna watch them both. Like, I'm gonna watch both the sub and the dub.
Right.
Whereas normally, it comes out, I'm like, dub.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, I agree. I'll probably watch both more than once.
Yeah.
And man, I just remember all the feelings I had watching that show, and just being so impressed by it. It's a magical, magical movie. Such a cool story.
Oh, that's so good. I almost cried thinking about it now.
Yeah, those were some big highlights for our top 50 episodes. I think we're going to discover a lot more. I know, Josh, you're taking yourself to Tear Town right now. So I think we've got several more throughout the rest of this year that we're discovering together. So it'll be a fun ride. Indeed.
And hopefully you join us for that ride.
Speaking of fun rides, after this episode comes out, we'll be going to Disneyland. Yeah. It's going to be awesome. Are you getting excited?
D23.
I'm so pumped right now.
Going to be Alex Hirsch.
You should.
And Darren Nefsey.
You should make a point.
Well, they're going to be there.
I know. Go to their panel.
Well, here's the thing. They're also both doing signings.
Do you care if you have their signature on something?
No, I don't care about the signature.
Right.
But I'm like, do I have to... Because they're signing... They both have books, so they're both signing their books. But I'm like, can I just go, like, meet them? I don't really want anything signed. I just want to be like, hey, thanks so much for Gravity Falls. That's basically all I want to do.
Is it going to be a pay to get a signature thing?
I don't know.
That's the thing. If it is, then it's not worth it. Because at all of the panels I went to in past years, after the panel ends, they all just hang out up there on stage and you can go meet them. Every single one I've been to, they've done that.
But you go to a lot of like the animators and stuff like that.
Yeah, this would be a little Alex bit different. Hirsch is basically.
Yeah, but he's like superstar though.
Oh, I wasn't looking at any superstars in the panel with Brad Bird and John Lasseter.
You were looking at John Thomas, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, John Thomas! He animated Pinocchio's nose back in 1936."
I'm surprised you're actually close on the year there.
Yeah, right. I know my bad Disney movies.
I don't think anybody that worked on that film is still alive.
Was that a 9 Old Men?
Oh yeah, yep. So I'm pumped about it. I'm excited. We're gonna do some episodes along the way while we're there.
Yep.
It's gonna be fun. Some
we're
little nightly reviews.
D3. Our D3 the Mighty Ducks coverage while we're there. What was D3 the Mighty Ducks? Was that the one where they get into like that rich preppy school?
I thought that was the one where they went to like the Junior Olympics. Is that 2?
That was 2.
Oh.
Because Bombay's still the coach in 2. But then in 3, when they go to the preppy school, he's like, no, you're going to have this other guy as the coach. In the end, they get the other guy as the coach.
I don't remember. It's been too long.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for 3 as much. So
yeah, it wasn't as good. Yeah. It was one of those where they were like, Emilio was like, I'll be in the movie, but I'm only going to shoot for 1 day. And you're like, oh, okay.
Nice. Cool, man. I think that's it.
Emilio. What are we doing?
I think we're closing the show.
Oh, we're closing? Okay.
Unless you got anything else.
Nah, it's Emilio Estevez.
All right, sweet.
Okay, so Gavin, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Gavin Otteson Art.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh L. Kane. You can find the show on Instagram at Animation Station Podcast.
On Twitter at Animate Podcast.
Ah, switched it up on you.
You did.
You can find us on our website,
AnimationStationPodcast.com, and on Facebook, Animation Station Podcast.
Yep. You can find us on Twitter. Nope. You can find us on
on iTunes and Stitcher.
On iTunes. You can find us on iTunes and Stitcher, and you can download all of our episodes there. You can also go to the podcast tab on our website and listen to the podcast there as well. We also have that Tumblr, which is is Tumblr an at?
I have no idea.
I was looking over here, like the painting of the tree spirits was going to tell me what they were.
I don't think they're giving that information up so readily.
Well, they wouldn't. They would just go.
Yeah, they would just click and
click their heads,
spin their head around. Yeah, exactly.
Whatever Tumblr. It's at Animation Station Podcast.
Something.
Sure, why not? I don't know how Tumblr
Don't
works.
bother with Tumblr, folks.
No, Tumblr's great. If you want art.
Yeah, but we don't have any art, so don't bother going to Animation Station.
If you want art and smut, you go to Tumblr and you will get your fill. They have it in abundance.
I'm sure they do.
It's great.
I don't frequent the tumble dryer. What is? I don't know. What
Tumblr?
It is. Tumblr. I don't frequent.
I think you would do good if you put your art on Tumblr, and you can like. Well,
I can't manage. I can only manage so many places at once.
No. Well, here's the thing: your Instagram will go to Tumblr.
Yeah, but then like when people are on Tumblr and want to interact with me there, I can't keep up with yet another place, is what I'm saying.
Your wife handles all your stuff
anyway.
No,
she doesn't. No.
She could handle Tumblr.
She doesn't.
And then she would get stuck down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, no.
Just like me.
She doesn't need that.
And get Critical Role ruined for me. And I'm just like, no, Vax died. What? Spoilers.
Yeah, you follow all the things that can potentially spoil things for you, which I don't get. You should unfollow all those things so that
But I also
you don't
follow
run the
some
risk
good Miraculous
of being
Ladybug
spoiled.
stuff that gives me some good stuff.
Okay.
Like fan fiction stuff.
But
and
the Critical Role.
And a bunch of the Critical Role one that ruins me.
Yeah.
And a bunch of cool stuff like awesome fan art that I send to Hannah all the time.
Ah, nice. And on that bombshell,
are we done?
We're done.
All right, so for the Animation Station Podcast, I'm Josh.
I'm Gavin.
Bye-bye, little butterfly.
Made you look.
Thank you for listening to the Animation Station Podcast. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Animation Station Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Animate Podcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes. And join the conversation at SecretSuperheroClub.com, where you can connect with our podcast friends, Cloud City Cast, Getting Into Comics, and Shaun of the Gathering.
So, tell me about D&D last night.
D&D was great. You missed it.
I know, I totally missed it. I was asleep through most of it.
Yeah. So, it was the Battle Royale.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually quite fun.
Where you guys fought each other,
We fought
right?
each other, yeah.
That's weird. I see when it was first proposed, I thought we were just all going to be fighting a thing together,
No.
but it wasn't going to matter.
No,
so,
yeah, this was, we all fought each other. And,
were you allowed to team up and make alliances?
Yeah, you could have. Nobody did.
Okay.
I lasted as long as I did because I play a 12-year-old drow monk. I lasted as long as I did because I ran away from people.
Okay.
But people kept trying to attack me.
Nice.
And then I knocked Hannah out.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of doing the smart thing and rolling her into the... Because like the arena was shrinking. So basically like lava was pouring in.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of rolling her over into the lava, I went and attacked Brady because he was the strongest threat.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, and I killed Brady in that turn. But then Hannah rolled a natural 20 on her death saving throw.
Ooh.
And when you do that, you automatically come back with 1 HP.
Mm-hmm.
So she had 1 HP, and she came back and killed me. I killed Brady and I killed Ryan. And then it was just me and her.
Yeah.
And then she came back and killed me with 1 HP, and I was like, dang it.
But then I hear you got revenge on the second
game. I did get revenge
game.
The second time.
Nice.
And that time it was again me versus Hannah. We were the last two up.
Mm-hmm.
And I had 11 HP, and she did 10 damage to me. And I had 1 HP left, so I was like, all right. Gotta go for it.
Nice.
Knocked her out. I'm like,
Awesome.
That was, So I got her.
Yeah, I'm sad I missed out on it, but it just was not in the cards for me.
That's fine. You mean it wasn't in the dice?
Oh.